Shalom. My name is Yeshua Yaakov from Jerusalem. Shalom Barak. I listened. I'm a little behind the curve of your videos, but okay, let's comment on this one. And the central thesis is equal pay for equal work, and their context to the Harrisburg audience is women should get equal treatment under the law. It's basic to civil rights. Let me first go to the foundational issue, which is cultural. The cultural model of America is behind the times. We know that. We agree with that. But more enforcement legislation does not change and will not change the underlying cultural model. My suggestion is this: we need to have a new national platform, development platform for creation of sustainable jobs, and that basically goes to the central issue of the cultural model. The present industrial development model of the division of labor and all of its embedded and acculturated values that spawn the Industrial Revolution, and many of the faults that you cite, and the lobbyists in Washington protecting their interests to retain those policies and regs have to be changed. Agreed. So the suggestion is that we mandate a new a new central development policy for America based upon the model of Humanomics, which is the East-West convergence model. We're in a very significant time that is very little noticed and very not much understood in the world, but in particular we've come to the era in history of the end of man and mankind's exile with the collapse of the local reality, a term in physics, which means the model, the cultural model of man's mind around the globe that was giving to receive has collapsed, and it is replaced by the redemptive model. The quantum reality is the redemptive model. The model of man and mankind's exile was giving to receive, and the model of man and mankind's redemption is receiving to give, which is the quantum. So the local reality collapses, we're in the quantum reality. Not quite. We're blocked because there is denial, and the first nation that has to end the denial is Israel, in order so the subsequent nations will end the denial, and we can all together continue and make the ascent to inhabit the quantum reality, which is the redemption of man and mankind. Having said that, the model, the sociologic and anthropologic and economic model, the macro model for realizing this is Humanomics. And Humanomics is the convergence, the post-collapse of the local reality globally. It is the convergence model of both East and West. I'm writing the trilogy Humanomics. It's about 2,500 pages with a few hundred graphics. And that's the cultural model. That's where we begin with. And in that cultural model, we address education, training, the ascent of man on 4 levels: the psycholinguistic, the cognitive, behavioral, and the psychosocial. The cultural model that produced the injustices and the inequalities that required civil rights in America is the result of the psychosocial deficit in the policies, the macroeconomic policies and regs in America. And they extend into a behavioral practice in industry. There is very little on the cognitive, almost zero, and absolutely no knowledge whatever of the psycholinguistic level. Okay, so the cultural model, the new cultural model of the redemption of man and mankind is Humanomics. Now let's move from that to its embodiment and empowerment of the economy itself to be able to lead itself and lead the world. The new economic paradigm will create tens of millions of sustainable jobs that replace and are superior in every way to the old Rust Belt jobs that are gone and will never return. They will pay better. It will require sustainable human development. It will require a world-class global technologic infrastructure. I emphasize technologic infrastructure, not physical roads, bridges, seaports, not physical infrastructure. A world-class global technologic infrastructure will make America the most productive economy in the world for the century ahead. It will retrain and re-educate retooling the entire workforce of America. It will be creating tens of thousands of jobs in the 12 to 14 months into the project. It will require over nearly 2 decades, approximately $4 to $5 trillion investment. Relax. Over half, about 60% of that investment will come from partners in the G9 and the rest from America. When we amortize that investment over 20 years, it will see the gross national product triple in the first 2 decades and go on to even far greater heights. It will triple from year 14 to year 18. It will triple the purchasing power of the dollar. It will eliminate the national debt in total. It will eliminate the Social Security deficit. It will provide the economic means for national health insurance from cradle to grave. It will provide a comprehensive national education program from the cradle to the graduate level. Every American seeking education will receive it free. This is a win-win. This is the vision. This is the program that this is the new national platform policy for the Democratic National Committee, based upon Humanomics in general and its 2 paradigms: the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor in particular, manifestly as world-class global technological infrastructure that devolves to Internet 3. This is where the jobs are going to come from. This is what we're going to do. And you're going to learn about it, and you're going to lead this, because you're going to be the president, the leader of America, and the leader of the free world. And you're young, and you're bright, and you're brilliant and competent, and you will understand this very quickly, and you will articulate it. This is, I don't want to see you out there standing in Pennsylvania in the middle of an old, decrepitated, rusting and rotting factory and saying, you know, for decades nothing has been done, and we're gonna reform, and we're gonna that's not the message. That's not leading America forward. And you're the visionaries. You have to make you have to join yourself and bond yourself to the new international content, Humanomics in general, and its new economic paradigm in particular. But most importantly, its central organizing principle, which is receiving to give, is the cultural model that changes the behaviors and the history, and therefore the results. I'm Yoshua Yaakov. I'm the author of Humanomics in general, its trilogy, about 2,500 pages with a few hundred pages of graphics. I approve this message. I approve of your using this new model and technology. It's based upon world-class new science as well. After 3 decades of fundamental research, this is not a mere articulation. These are not good ideas. This is science and technology being applied on the national level. Therefore, I approve of this message, and I endorse you wholeheartedly, and I don't want you to think for a moment that this is intended to be critical. I praise your articulations, but let's raise the bar. This is Yoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem, and I bless you and your wife Michelle and the girls and the blessed folks of Harrisburg. They're great people. I'm an American citizen. I lived in New Jersey. In fact, my all 6 older brothers were all born in Pennsylvania. And anyway, we bless Harrisburg, and we bless the state of Pennsylvania, and we bless all of America. Blessings from Jerusalem. Thank you for listening. I'm Yoshua Yaakov.